As an educational representative for the Thompson School District in Loveland, Colorado, I visit over a dozen schools every week. This gives me a unique perspective as to the everyday trials and triumphs of the teachers in those schools. I'm Drew Holmes, owner of Boomer Music Company. Come with me as I show you the view from the road. Well, greetings and welcome to the View from the Road. This is my weekly video where I talk about the stuff that I see and do out in the Thompson School District in Loveland and the conversations I have with the teachers. A couple of really good conversations this week so far. The first one, we were talking about, it sounds like the district may be committed to replacing some instruments and then allocating some money towards their maintenance, which I wholeheartedly agree with. It's kind of like if you don't start from a baseline of, frankly, new stuff, then the maintenance of it just will eventually catch up with you. And that led to an interesting conversation I had a while ago with a buddy of mine who is a musician as well as an insurance agent. And that sounds like an interesting person to talk to. Well, because what I've been trying to establish is what is the useful lifespan of these instruments. And it's I don't want to say arbitrary, but it's really hard to nail down because you can fix stuff and mend it and get it back into playing shape, and you can do that for a long, long time. I mean, that's what our shop does, and that's what you want to do, especially for these big ticket instruments. Well, I'd had the conversation with him from an insurance standpoint about depreciation. And I'm not an insurance geek, and this is not to be taken as advice on insurance or anything like that, but what we had arrived at when I had asked him, I'm like, well, what would a depreciation schedule for a musical instrument look like for insurance standpoint? And he basically told me it would probably land somewhere between 7 and 8 years. And that would be obviously something, a durable kind of good that's being kept in good shape, maintained, and being used for that time frame and used properly. Well, I know for a fact there are instruments within the district that have been around 2, 3, 4 times as long as that. And that's not to say that a musical instrument is useless after 8 years. Even Stradivarius that go back, to the 1600s. That's fine, and that's stuff that's been, really well made and really well maintained. But the point is that there is a useful life to this stuff, and not planning ahead for their replacement, not just their maintenance, but also eventual replacement, can be a little bit short-sighted. The other conversation that I had with a teacher today, and this is a topic I have no answers, and I'm not sure what the problem is or what's causing it, or even if there is a problem, but noticing that there are less women involved in directing ensembles, band, orchestra, at the high school level than there are at the middle school or involved in education at elementary level. And I've noticed this myself, and I'm definitely someone who falls down that the most qualified person should get the job, and that there shouldn't be standards in place for one person versus another, because the job is the same. The job will always stay the same. It's educating children and teaching them to love music. Having said that, I know that it helps having a role model, that it helps having someone that's in a position that can be aspired to. And it's just, again, direct observation, there seem to be less women that are at the highest level of primary education, which would be high school. And the conversation took some interesting directions. It's, the question is it because the demands of the job are so outside of school hours? And and women tend not to go for those jobs because there are other priorities, families and staying home with kids and things like that, which traditionally has fallen to women to do. I'm guessing that's part of it. I'm coming down on the side of, the only solution that I can think of immediately that's actionable is to certainly encourage qualified candidates to apply regardless of gender. And that's kind of where I fall down on it, that again, I don't know what the answer is or what the problem is, or even if there's a huge problem, but it's just an observation that I know young girls really like to see, women that are strong and doing powerful stuff. I mean, when I was growing up, I played trumpet, obviously, and there was kind of this thought of there are certain instruments that are for girls and certain instruments that are for boys, and that nothing could be further from the truth. Some of the best trumpet players that I've met are women, not men, and some of the best flautists in the world are men, not women, but those instruments specifically seem to have this attachment to them that they're for one or the other, and nothing could be further from the truth. So again, I'm not sure what the answers are. I think it's a conversation worth having, though. So that is the view from the road. As always, check out the other videos in the channel. I think they're great, obviously. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Thank you for riding along and seeing the view from the road. If you liked this video, please share it with a friend. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, and you will never miss a new video. I'm Drew Holmes, owner of Boomer Music Company and educational representative for the Thompson School District in Loveland, Colorado. Thanks for watching.